Hi everyone, welcome to Mr. Mark's English lesson. Today we are going to look at some common mistakes that pupils tend to make when they are writing their essays. Let's look at sentence 1. My mother kept the food into the refrigerator. Okay, what's the mistake here? Now, when we keep something, we keep the thing in, okay, not into. So for example, my mother kept the food in the refrigerator. It shouldn't be into the refrigerator. You can put something into or you can put something in the refrigerator, but you keep or you kept the food in the refrigerator. Another example would be, I keep my book in my bag. Okay, you can say I put my book into my bag or I put my book in my bag, but you say I keep my book in my bag. Next, sentence 2. The children were playing the swings happily. Now, when we are at the playground, we play on the swings. Okay, we play on the swings, we play on the slides, we play on the monkey bar. Alright, so when we are playing on the playground equipment, we have to use play on, remember. Alright, play on the swings, play on the slides, or play on the monkey bars. Okay, it's true. He likes to play the Scrabble with his friends. Okay, now when we are playing a game, alright, we don't say play the Scrabble. Similarly, you don't say play the chess. You play chess. You play computer games. You play Scrabble. You play snakes and ladders. Okay? So, he likes to play Scrabble with his friends. This is the correct sentence. Sentence 4. The courage firemen put off the fire yesterday. Now, here we have two mistakes. Can you find them? The first one is courage. Courage here is a noun. This is a kata nama, 名词. So when the word courage describes firemen, okay, we have to use the word courageous. We have to use the adjective, 形容词, kata adjective, okay? So the adjective for courage is courageous. The courageous firemen, okay, put off the fire. Now this is not right. Put off means to postpone, 延迟, ditundakan. Okay, so put off means to postpone. So what are the firemen doing here? They are actually putting out the fire. So the correct sentence should be, the courageous firemen put out the fire yesterday. He promised not to repeat the same mistake again in future. Now here, what is the meaning of repeat? Repeat means you to say something again or to do something again. So when we have the word repeat, we do not have the word again. This is redundant, okay? So the correct sentence should be, he promised not to repeat the same mistake in future, or you can say, he promised not to make the same mistake again in future. So remember, repeat and again, they do not appear in the same sentence. Sentence number 6. After 15 minutes later, Mr. Lee arrived at his destination. Okay, maybe Mr. Lee is going somewhere, so he has driven for 15 minutes and after that he arrived at his destination. So there are two mistakes here. One, after 15 minutes later. When you have after 15 minutes, you don't need the later. Or you can say 15 minutes later without the after. And the other mistake is, Mr. Lee arrived at his destination. When you reach a place, you say you arrived at a place, okay? For example, your dad brings you for a picnic, okay? You go to the beach, you reached the beach, or you arrived at the beach, okay? So the correct sentence should be, after 15 minutes, Mr. Lee arrived at his destination. Or you can say 15 minutes later, Mr. Lee arrived at his destination. Sentence 7. Last Friday, the members of the English club visited to the orphanage. Okay, here the mistake is visited to the orphanage. All right. Now you visit a place. So you say, last Friday, the members of the English club visited the orphanage. Visited here is a verb, kata kerja, 动词. Or you can say, last Friday, the members of the English club had a visit to the orphanage. Now, when had a visit here, visit functions as a noun. Mengadakan satu lawatan, okay, 去参观. Here it becomes a noun, kata nama. Alright, so when it is a verb, visited the orphanage, you don't need the to here. Sentence 8. My neighbor and I are walking to school on foot. Alright, when you walk to school, okay, when you are going to school on foot means you're walking. So walking and on foot here are redundant. You do not need these two words or phrase in the same sentence. So you can either say, my neighbor and I are going to school on foot, or you can say, my neighbor and I are walking to school. Verse number 9. He is cycling his bicycle happily in the park. Now, this is the same, it's redundant. When you are cycling, you're actually riding your bicycle. So you can either say, he is cycling happily in the park, or he is riding his bicycle happily in the park. Alright, riding his bicycle, you do not say cycling his bicycle. Sentence 10. Please take out your shoes before enter the house. Here, before going into somebody's house, you take off your shoes. You don't take out your shoes, okay? Alright? Buang kasut, 脱鞋. So you take off your shoes. Another mistake here is after the word before, it should be a gerund, an ing verb, which functions as a noun. So it should be before entering the house, not before enter. If you want to use enter, you have to say, please take off your shoes before you enter the house. But if you do not want to use the word you, then you might say, please take off your shoes before entering the house. Okay? Please take off your shoes before entering the house. Alright? Sentence 11. Victor can play many musical instruments. He is good in play piano. Now, this is a more difficult one. There are 1, 2, 3, and 4 mistakes. Can you find them? Okay, let's look at the first sentence first. There are 2 mistakes here. Victor can play. It shouldn't be plays, alright? Remember, after the modal verb can, is always the root word, the base form, okay? Victor can play many musical instruments. Many. So many musical instruments, alright? Maybe he can play the piano, can play the violin, the drum, the guitar, okay? So many musical instruments. He is good at playing the piano, alright? Here there's a phrase, a mistake here in the phrase, alright? So it should be, Victor can play many musical instruments. He is good at playing the piano, alright? Good at something, you're weak in something, but you're good at something. At what? At playing the piano, not good at play piano, okay? This is a gerund, playing the piano. Alright, let's last one here. Suddenly, I saw a man chase the thief. Or, suddenly, I saw a man was chasing the thief. Now, this is a very common mistake, okay? First, the spelling of suddenly. It should not be suddenly. It should be suddenly, okay? Suddenly, I saw a man chasing the thief. Or, I saw a man chase the thief. Now, because saw is a sensory verb, okay, the 5 senses, sensory verb, So the word that comes after saw, the verb, all right, that comes after saw, or the word, okay, the word that comes after saw should be either a gerund, okay, the ing, or the the root word, the infinitive, meaning the base form, okay. So it should be suddenly I saw a man chasing the thief, or suddenly I saw a man chase the thief. The correct one should be chasing or chased. You cannot use the simple past tense chased. You can't use the past continuous tense was chasing. Okay, remember, this is a very common mistake that pupils tend to make. Okay, so when you have verbs like saw, noticed, found, heard, you looked at something. Okay, so these are sensory verbs. So the words that follow are the gerund, okay, or the infinitive, meaning the root word. So what are sensory verbs? You have in the five senses, okay? You see, you touch, you smell, you taste, you hear, right? So these are the verbs. After these verbs, all right, you use the gerund or the infinitive, the base form. Now, what is the difference between I saw a man crossing the road and I saw a man cross the road? When you use the gerund, you are actually looking at the incomplete action, meaning it is in the middle of doing something. So when you saw a man crossing the road, the man most probably is already in the middle of the road. Okay? But when you say, I saw a man cross the road, here, when you use the base form, the infinitive, the root word, it means you see the whole action. Alright, from starting to cross to the middle of crossing until the end, to the other side of the road. Then when you see the whole action or the completed action, you use the root word. Or else just use the gerund ing. Okay? Alright. Remember, we learn from our mistakes and thank you for watching. Alright? Goodbye.